I've been coming down that way towards the line direction. I've done a U-turn on this lay-by. There's the gate. That's the way you go up to the hidden village. Private property, no entry. There's another lane on down. I'm going to try the lane on further down. I don't know if I'm going to get turned around when I go the other lane on down. But like, why is it? See the barbed wire? So that's what the hidden village is, up that road there. Like, surely that should be a tourist attraction. It's on TV and everything. It's been on movies, and yet the landlord does not want you on there. So we'll try the other lay-by on further. 22 degrees outside. Whenever you come out of that last village I was at, I forgot the name right in the bottom of the video. You got a big lay-by, a proper big picnic site. This is the next lay-by on the other side of the road. I could have pulled in here, but it's way hard. The phone went off. I was using Google Maps and went off. But this gate's got a wee hook to let you in. It's got like a wee money box as well. But there's no sign to say hidden village. There's no way I can swing around there. So I'm going to have to drive away back down into that village. And even if I go into the village, how am I going to get turned like? God knows how far I'm going to go. I'm going to turn at the lay-by, that's what I'll turn. So I won't have too far to go down the road. I can turn at the big lay-by. You know what, when I come out of here, I might go down that big lay-by. And I slept down there. And well, get something to eat. That's a good place for a solar panel. We're going to the hidden village, Luna! How often do you go to a hidden village, pet? Hey? Now, there might be sheep. I don't know. But keep you restrained anyway. Look at that there, see? Oh, no! Oh, it makes it awkward for me, they're putting the keys in my pocket. I'll tell you what, but you can do my wee sign here, you know, but you see if this farmer here lets us in here and that's a wee money block, I'm going to have to make a donation. I'm not off now, I donate now. I've been known to be tight, like, the friend always says I'm tight. That wee collection box there, honesty box. See, I don't know, is he selling something? See, there's not much signage, is there? The boy down with me used to sell signs, he used to do signs and all. And he always advertised a sign of no business. A business that has no sign is a sign of no business. That's how are people supposed to know? This is tarmac. I can't see no, up here, not tarmac now. It's white rocks and stuff. That's hard to know. It does look like tarmac at the bottom, like. A farmer wouldn't put on tarmac. I imagine this village is growing, it's just been a mud road. Oh, the wee one cover off the camera. There's a bit of a breeze, but it's overheating if I put it on the covers. It's funny why. It's going to be harder now when we go up this hill. But we're getting good at up hills, aren't we, Luna? I'll keep my eye out for droppings and on the way up. If I don't see nothing on the way down, we'll let her off. But she's alright, Luna's alright in the lead. She's plenty of beaches to run. She doesn't have to be off here. I would say the grass is pretty short, there's probably animals in here. There's telegraph wires and all that, maybe it's water pipe lying along the ground. A lot of electric poles up there. A nice view, isn't it, to see up here. See, people like to camp and all, would like to come to something like this, but the problem is they go shitting and all and leave rubbish behind. Biggest problem people have in tents is they shit out in the wild and pee out in the wild. And I've ordered a chemical toilet for my car. I'm going to convert my car and I ordered the toilet. £40 I got it for. That's slightly smaller than the standard portable toilet, so you could pay for about £60–70. There's no reason why anybody going camping couldn't carry one of them in the car, and even if they put it behind a rock and keep the places clean. There's animals here. Could you beat it now? But when I looked Google Maps, this lane goes up the village, and then that lane Google's telling us up would have been the other way out of the village. So if you imagine that coast road's not there, before they blast out that coast road, this is the actual road. You would have come up. They didn't build this village out by itself, it was built in the end of the road. But the thing that makes it famous, it's been on a TV, or it's been on a movie or something. A programme on UTV recently about places in Northern Ireland that the public never get. And they're inside the Lagan Weir, inside the Silent Valley. There's a car up there. There's a house up there too, on the roof. They're inside these places that you wouldn't normally get, but they also came here. But the thing is, you can get here. This is the only place in the programme that you can physically get to. But apart from the movie, you wouldn't even know about it. And that man there is driving up and down this lane as we were before. So that person lives there. I just wondered that the boy was on TV. They said his mother was born in the village. And he had lake visitors coming. Let's hope it isn't a boy coming out with a shotgun trying to shoot the dinner for chasing sheep. It's hot, it's hot. So in the morning, like, I'll get this done early. Last year my holidays was ruined by wee wallow in the heat. It's going to be the same this year. It's not only that, but places like Crawfordsburn Country Park, where you can go and it's shady, all the locals pack it out for some reason. And it's not ones who are interested in trees, but down to the beach to drink. You're competing for space. Oh, it's nice walking the grass. Oh, it's like walking a bowling green. Ah, them wee sheep have made a good job of this, I tell you. Aye. Oh, it's like walking carpet. I wouldn't like, when they're pulling me up, the nice soft surface, I'm flying up here now. Let's hope he doesn't have any dogs, Luna. These country folk do have dogs. Probably saliva coming from its mouth. And you'll go over these rub noses and probably lose your head, like. He's put a couple of wee posts in this corner. One of those visitors must have nearly fell off it on winter's night. In the dark. There's no signs, there's no trespassing or nothing like it. We're not on the ground. It's like one across fields and stuff, and foot disease, foot and mouth disease, what do you call it? All the wee dandelion seeds are blowing through the air. Birds are singing. Oh, that wee hedge over there, that hedge looks like something, doesn't it? Like it's a wind bush. Looks like a duck or something, doesn't it? A wee dog or something. If you had a wee tail on that, a wee eye, or it's a wee, what do you call them? Wee lammoth. That wee wind bush looks like a wee animal. So that's them big rocks there, it's coming rolling down the hill. See, that's the way all the land would have been at one time. Rocks lying everywhere. When the farmers came to plant soil, plant crops, they picked them up and built dry stone walls. They didn't go out looking for these rocks. They were lying on the ground. Then they picked them up before they could plough. I don't know, wee houses lying empty. another wee lane down to the wee house. And there's that padlock, we'll just check with Google phone here. If this is another way up. No padlock. We spring loaded. No, you see. That's a sign visitors come here. Google's let me down a bit here. It's not even talking or nothing. I suppose it would help if I pushed start, wouldn't it? Don't tell me it doesn't even know where I am. I'm a way off. Look, you see? We're heading the right direction anyway, but it's not putting me in the right way. It's not putting me in this here at all. This lane. It's going the right way. Oh, it's a good loud gate that on it. That's a handy catch there, you know. If I put a farm gate in my house, that's a handy catch there if I had one of them. But one I have is a guy farmer's one. I need to nip the finger off a few times. They're dry stone walls now, like. So there's all the rocks lying loose, like down there. And they galled them up and they piled them in a wee pile. And then over the years then they got better at piling them. Completely dry stone there, like. Not many dry stone walls around these piles, it's all up and county down. Them fences aren't too old. Heavy grasshoppers. Knocked a wee hole. See what happens in the famine times, that might be one field there. And then the boy dies and he leaves it to his sons. And then they have to divide it. And then they would die and they have to divide it again. And you ended up, even if there was no famine, the land per person was getting, there was too many people. Apparently before the famine, people had piles to eat. They had a wide pile of potatoes. Far more than you can imagine. And there was no shortage of food. There was no shortage of food. Same with wildlife. Everybody's all having sex and breeding and all like. So probably 100 years before the famine, there wouldn't have been half the population. But I got the spuds, you see, and they're doing well. The population exploded. The weird thing is, but you always get these wee boxes collecting money to help maintain things. That's the claim. And the things that maintain is always falling down. They have a wee honesty box down there. Haven't asked for donations. Probably if they do, they have to get taxed on it. And yet, when you come up here, the fencing's all good, the gate is good. There's most of it. There's not this woman now, just the hidden village. She's probably a car or something and she's put it before me. How you doing? You couldn't tell, is this the right road to the hidden village?
It is, you just keep going there.
Because Google was sending me the other way and it's all barbed wire and all like.
Oh no.
The other gate on down.
I know he doesn't like you going up that way. It's two different people own.
Right. But
yes,
originally this would have been all the one road, wouldn't it?
I think so. But if you just follow this path, you'll come to it and there's a gate. You'll just go open the gate and go through. Just make sure you close it because there's sheep there.
You see that wee honesty box?
Yes.
Is that for donations for keeping us wee village or what is it?
Yes,
There's no sign to tell you nothing.
No, but I think I've spoken to the guy that owns this and he said it was originally there was guys used to come and climb.
Right.
And he put it up for them, but I think yes, you know. It's a decent thing to do, isn't it?
It's nice to really get just a wee sign, like, so you know. I didn't know if somebody was selling duck eggs or something, maybe.
No.
And the box is lying from that.
It's just a wee donations box, you know, but it's absolutely gorgeous. You've got the right shoes, I haven't.
I wear these all the time, work everywhere.
Alright.
The way I work it out, if you do 12-hour shifts, and you're walking all day,
comfortable.
that's the stuff you need when you're walking out the path.
Absolutely, you're right.
Well, I like these walking boots you buy, you pay £100 and you still have to break them in, you still get blisters.
Well, it is quite, because it's been so dry, it is quite slippy, so I just stopped just beyond the houses, and usually I go on up, but I wouldn't chance it today.
No bother, thanking you. Different landowners now, Pip. Aye. Wrong shoes on it. That wee woman we met yesterday, Pip, walking that big steep lane, she'd walked us. Wee woman's tired. Wouldn't I say her age in case I'm wrong? But you just need the big lane we were walking down was rough. And she had a wee handbag with her, but the wee shoes were flat sole shoes. And I wouldn't get her in stilettos like. That's often think like people buy they go about the stable and all the rest. Why does everybody not wear boots all the time? If a bit of rain, whenever the friend came up in there he had a year and a half fixing the van up. Went down to Moncrar first night and found the wee spot to go. There's nothing like getting out of your door and stepping on the grass. You know, wild camping, you want tarmac. Even on a campsite, if you go to a campsite and you've got a grass pitch, that's luxury, like luxury. Our hard standing pitches, that's for the winter time, they're mucking all. During the summer you want grass. He had a pair of training shoes, didn't want to step in the grass. Oh God. The grass wasn't wet, it was moist. You know, a bird couldn't have washed itself when it was that dry. But he didn't want to stand on his training shoes. And his days, that woman day there, she hadn't achieved what she wanted to do because wrong shoes on. Oh, is this the start of the wee village now? This has got a roof on it. It says you go through the gate to sheep. This must be the start of it. It'd be nice if they'd re-signed the name of the village, wouldn't it? But see, it wouldn't have been a village. I don't think it's not a village, but you've got a blacksmith, a butcher and all that. That's what you call them all these things. You get a group of properties together. You've got another name.
You have arrived.
Oh, I've arrived here. Girls tell me I arrived. They didn't tell me how to get here, but we're at the hidden village now. What's hidden inside here? Pitch dark. Oh, look at the big fireplace and all. That's one of them ones that I don't know if it's showing up in this GoPro. It's one of them ones that had the wee pull-out crane and all on it, you know. But that is the house. That one room is the house. That's it. You had your bed. You had your wee wooden bed. And the wooden seat, put it in the bed. You had a wee table here at the window. That you would have made your dough and all, and that so you would have. And you would put it on the griddle on the fire. Fire lit all the time, kettle on. Even a day the gas is pretty cool in this wee house. And there's not much space for the winds, is there? Like? But you wonder why they didn't try and put a wee mezzanine or something above. Maybe they had originally, but that's something you'd do today, wouldn't it? Hold on, there's 2 rooms to this house. I didn't see no doorway from inside. Oh, there's a wee doorway there. Oh, luxury. That was a well-to-do family here. Hey. And this is where you go down folk park to make sure you're weaving room or something like that in here. Huh? But there's no fireplace in this part. No. I'm getting stung with them nettles. Suffer already. See what I do to make a YouTube video, Pet. Suffer. And people then complain, oh, we can't read the subtitles, can't do spellings wrong, and all the rest. I'm getting stung. Now, I don't need to get stung for myself. I'm stung holding on to this camera. So here's the neighbours. The entrance must have been down that way there, like. No wonder them 2 didn't get on, like. That doesn't look there, like that's been lived in, that house there. There's the house there in the back, so maybe that's the one your man lives in, where it was on TV. So he's still living here, and his mother was born here. So that's the only, if the houses didn't go to ruin, they'd look like that one there. If you take off the tiled roof and all, and it'd just be all stones like that, He put a wee bit of render on it for help for the damp and all. It's probably got a wee bit of insulation and all on it now, like. So, there's a sheep knot at his door. Saying that it could be a holiday home now. The sheep's there keeping the grass down. No need for flame mows here, pet. But so they had a, do you know what, the big chimney brace is there where it came out originally, and it looks like it's been changed in their fireplace. There's the wee, all this room, so it's the same layout, isn't it? This house is bigger than the other one. They've got a wee back window, new roof put on a tin. See, I don't mind tin roofs. I think if the roof's falling down, stick on a right tin thing, it preserves the rest of the building. And later on, 200 years time, they can put an original slate roof or a thatch roof back on again if they want. But the farmer's using these here now. But I'll tell you what, these could be Airbnbs. There's no damp proof course and all that. That's the main problem nowadays. It's getting them all damp free. That's a pretty good tin roof, isn't it? We're going to go through here, pet. Like, there is sheep here, like, but oh, he's got a wee bracket and all on here for us to do it. Now, no chasing sheep, pet. I'll be angry if you do. Who lives in a house like this? Oh, there's more wee village now, isn't it? Look. Aye. Look at this here now. You know what I noticed straight away? All the front doors are pointing the same way. We would build them now, front door facing front door. Oh, that wee one there. Wee fireplace there. See, that's got 2 doors on it there. Why 2 doors? Would that have been a wee blacksmith or something? Maybe they would have had a wee blacksmith. But see, they didn't have high roads, did they? There was another door going in here, you see. So that's the house there. Had a wee bit. I probably had 6 and all in that room there. I'll tell you, some breeding went on there, you know. Same out cow mornings and all. Ah, doing a wee bit of bumping there to heat up before we went out to keep the sheep. Now it looks more like a barn there than a house. See that there could be a blacksmith, couldn't there? There's something held up in bricks there. Now a blacksmith would have more. A wee iron hook up in there. There's a chimney down that end. I know it's plastered and all. Could be a wee house as well. There's a window there. Fireplace, but there's nothing to cook on like. There must have been a partition wall here. See that stone sticking out? It's obviously holding out a wall, came down here, dividing the 2 off. So you divide the 2 off, that's like your other houses, isn't it? But some of them put this on here. House on there's another window. So it would have been a wee house. It's been altered slightly. So there's that other wee house there. Same, it could be a holiday home. But I think that is probably part of the original village. They're not touchy, pet. They're probably not used to dogs. So there's the doorway into this one. Hey, this is going to make a good tourist thing, wouldn't it? This is better than Mount Folk Park. Because this is all original. That's been patched up a wee bit. But it needs a wee bit more than that on there. There's the house now used in the movie. So they shot the movie here, and I don't know where that house started off as one of these, or where they just built it from scratch. I would say it started off as one of these, and they didn't restore it. Half of it's all fake, but even that there is going to disappear. But obviously it's got a thatched roof. These mightn't have had. I'm saying they probably would have had thatched roofs, but I think this is made for a movie. Like, look at the chimney and all. So the wee path goes nowhere. You see where the path's curved? That's the way the Romans done their roads. They should do that in country parks. So on TV, the ones get in here. Are we going to get in anyway? If we get in, we'll have to make a donation, so we will. Look at that. We'll have to make a donation now. Look at that, Luna. Aye. So this is the foam set now. This stone's not stone. It's like a fiberglass. See the wood? stopped eating there now. And all the stones coming off here. This is what I wanted to see here. So it's going to start to falling apart. So this wall in the front's all fake. It's like look at them wee wonders. Aren't they cute? Hey, that's all built for a foam set. It's like a plastic Paris, that's what it is. Plastic Paris. So, oh no, you twist. I hate it when you twist like that there. I go around in circles 100 times. That's all hollow. That's all false there. I reckon the whole entire building's false. I don't think this building wasn't here. The whole entire building is false. There is no original stone. So they just built it because of the village. It's just trees and all. I know nice timber here. I'd like to know what movie was in here. I'd like to oh, look at the wee doors. Look at the wee doors, look at that there. Hey. That one there's lost a hinge there. Look at that, boys. Hey. So you got Hollywood meets Norfolk Park here. So that's meant to look like a fireplace, but it's got a window. The windows for the outside look. They had a piece of wood or something going across blocking that off. They had a wee range in there or something like. No chimney, like you wouldn't expect to see a chimney, would you? There's the back there. Anybody wants to work in the farm industry, this is the type of thing you can do. Look, there's on all the nooks and crannies. Well, there were screws left. That's holding on the original boards. So it's, see all these screws. So that was all done with stone here, and it's all disappeared. Man, look at that wee carving there, whatever that was. That's off the door. That wee carving was on the door there. I bet you that's not even real out, is it? No, it's not real out. That's plaster Paris. That's not real. Hey. The wee back door. I'm going to the back door away, Lana. The door is pretty substantial. Look, it's even got a wee latch on it. The door sort of works, not really. Could work. Anyway, bad fit. Luna loves phone sets. Luna loves. This one here working out, doesn't it? Look at that. Look at that. Hey. The doors is made of wood. That's the only thing that's sort of real. What's this here? That there's rock. That's real. That's stone there. That's real. That's not. Jeez, this big one rock and everything's built around this one rock. What's the idea about it around one rock? Take a wee peek out here to see. Where the stone nettles here. There's your big rock coming through the back there. Hey. It's not big rocks like that rock, it's just a rock sitting. Oh, we built the house here next to the rock. Maybe the rock helps stabilise it. But it's funny in that you come and see the old village as a wee hole in the roof patched up there. No, it's not. That's how the roof's built. The roof was big lumps of plywood. Big spikes stuck under it. That's not spikes, it's wooden stakes. And then the thatch is just thrown on top. So that thatch there fell off. Look, it's a putty in the light, but it was never meant to last. It was built as a film set. And you see the thing with these film sets, I met a boy one time on a game show and they were saying about what do you think about repeats. Same with comedies. They don't like to see the programs repeated. They want to do another program and get paid twice. Whenever you repeat something, you're not getting paid. If these film sets, if they built that to last there, somebody else might come and do a film here. But if it falls down, the people who build these are kept in employment. So they don't want them to last. Where is she going in there? Look, how many rats and all in there? Oh, God only knows, like. Oh, I couldn't do that. I don't know, is this wood now? Is this See, that's your plaster Paris. That sounds the same. So chances that's not wood, is it? I'm surprised the door, that door's nice, isn't it? Like, you wouldn't get a door like that in the door store. That's not like a handrail. Don't like that, but I would on it there. It's like a handrail. This here's stone. That is. No, hold on. You don't know what's real and what's not. That's stone there. That's stone. 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 It's only stone but the bulk there, pet. I see this here now. So maybe the outer walls are stone, maybe it is. That is stone. So it started off as an original house. So that's why they built it. Was a wee house. Then outside walls all stone. Why make inside walls? What was wrong with the walls that's there? Why curving that, isn't it? The rest of them's all pretty straight. That one is on a way slope. So I don't know, did they build that from the scratch, from stone? I don't know. It's got windowsills and all that. Them other ones, it looks different from the rest. Ah, look at the wee lean-to. Should a wee motorbike on, look at that there, boys. So here we see now, we see now though. That there's not, that's not stone. It's bending. I don't know what the... Let's try the puzzles here. That's stone. That's not stone. Fair to skin. So it's only one stone thick. That's not original. You wouldn't have had a house one stone. So one stone, there's a bit of cladding put on, that's all. I think it's somebody else there now. How you doing? I'm trying to work out what's real and what's not real.
That's not real.
The whole thing. There's stone on the outside, but it's not a...
Not on the inside. Something.
No, but the stone must be just cladding it. It's only one stone thick.
There was ruins there, but that wasn't... Fleet House wasn't there.
Can you mind what movie that was used in?
It was used for a Game of Thrones series, but it wasn't made TV.
Right.
So they did, I don't know, it was like a prequel or something.
Aye.
They only filmed like 2 episodes up here, but they never...
It was never
got
shown.
green light for release.
It'd be nice to see it now, wouldn't it? What they used it for.
I would see what it actually looked like.
But they did use up here... I think they used that scenery there, backdrop.
Aye.
For like season 3 of Game of Thrones. There was an episode in season 3 of Game of Thrones. So that...
The wee pass even good the way they built it.
Yeah,
How the water run off.
They had another one there, and they actually burnt down for one of the scenes.
Right.
They did, set on fire.
I went to come up here and Google was bringing me up the other lane. And your boy has it all wired off.
Aye, that's ours, that's private, that lane.
Right.
So there's a couple of houses there. That's private, so there's no public access that way, so that's the only way you can come up.
But Google, that's the way Google's putting you up.
Was it telling you to come up?
Aye.
How does it? No.
And even when I looked at Google Maps and I seen that other wee lane, and there's a wee hook on it and a wee money box.
Aye, that's for the farmer, because this is where you feed all the sheep on these fields here, and he uses the paths here, so it's just to keep a wee upkeep, the pathway up to it.
Aye. But there's no sign, I didn't know, like, but Google didn't say that until I arrived here, like, but I come up the other wee lane then, like. I seen that wee one there in UTV.
Yeah, I've seen
Oh,
that
and that,
too.
I hadn't care of it, like.
Yeah.
You go to the top
Where?
of the hill there. There's a path just right up there, it takes you right up to the top.
What's there?
Oh, some views.
See where the
Where's the wee path go?
See where the rock cuts down, you can see the slope here. Straight ahead there. See how the slope comes down here? There's a wheel path, it winds up and goes left, so it takes you to the top of that hill there.
Right.
So there is.
That might be worth a doing.
Take it out, I guess it does, but it's good.
That's warm now.
Ah.
So where's the start of it?
Pardon?
Where's the start of the path?
So
It just starts.
if you go back like this one.
You wouldn't get lost, like.
No.
Once you're on it, you just follow it.
It's straight, see when you're on it, it's just one way up, so it's and then come back down. So.
Well, that wee house there, that was part of the village too, was it? Only that one was kept up.
That's Upper Galboly. Yeah, and that's Lower Galboly. Yeah. So that was, I'm pretty sure that was the monk's house. That there. But no one's lived in this top part for about, besides him, for about 60, 70 years.
Right, so see this wee road, was this wee road been here before the coast road? Would this have been the road? Or was this always off the main road?
Yeah.
Like, that'd be older than the coast road there, wouldn't it?
We know our cottage was just before the famine built.
Aye.
So when the coast road was built, what, was it the start of the 19th century, I think? Or?
Aye.
So it may have came before an art, but sure, they used to go across the hills. But see the water tank?
Aye.
So we get there, and you pull the fence right up, it'll go up right and then cut left. So that big rock head there, you'll end up at the top there, so you will.
I'd be worth it doing, we're here. Let's see how far we get.
Might as well. Thanks,
Thanks, Sonny, nice meeting you.
Alright.
Why you got rock climbing now, Luna? You never know where you end up here. I have made a couple of movies. First movie I made one time when I first had Luna was when Luna was running into the sheep field, a field full of sheep, going mad like. And I came out and I was swearing about the landowner. Why don't I have a decent fence? And then I run into the landowner. That's the boys who own the land over there, chained together. What's the chance of that? So there's houses down there, you see. That's the houses they're living in, that's the same village. So that village is still lived in. That's interesting, isn't it? So, Monk lived in that house. He lives in the house down there. So yeah, he has to come up that private lane, the barbed wire to go up there. But he doesn't allow nobody in his land, but he's walking in another farmer's land. Oh, Luna, refreshments! Refreshments! Look at that! Oh, it gets an extra star. Refreshments available. Hey! You're not drinking nothing, but I want to see now. Please close the gate. Oh, we're going to have to make a donation here, Luna. Hey! That's a nice farmer who owns this place here. All farmers, look at me hooking all like. All farmers like that there, pet. Always have a wee bit of spare cash in the car, like. But it's not the ideal day to walk up a mountain, like. How do we get now, Luna? I'm taking all we look around this village. We got some photographs too. I don't take photographs no more. I always have a GoPro. So you need some photographs as well. He's bringing the sheep down here, is he? I don't know where he's going. He's definitely bringing them down. But where they're going to come out, I don't know. There's a fence between us anyway. Look at that water's flowing now. There must be a lake somewhere. Or one is that some kind of well. Maybe feeding the houses down below. See the concrete and all sitting on its hollow. Could be a well down there, up in the water. There's water coming out of here, you see. So that's the water coming out of there and coming out of there. So you know what it is? It must be a natural well, a natural spring. And they're catching the water. And then the water then goes to wherever they need it. And that's the overflow. So the water would have been coming down originally down along that stream. But they're catching it. We drink of water now, Luna. Drink of water. Ah, it's handy, isn't it? That'll be nice and cool. That's straight from the mountain now, you know. That probably will be ice cold there, you know. I say you could drink that there, you know. Are they using it for animals? What are they using it for? Oh, she's choking on it. Not a good average for it, was it? Slowing down a bit now. Is it slowing down? I don't know. I say it's from a natural spring or something. But it could be from the stream further up, you don't know. I'll say it's a spring. So there's water pipes there, that was blue piping. Probably just going to animal troughs. There's someone shouting up there. Quite busy this place. That one's got horns doing that. How do
How are you? Is the walkway up that way, is it?
I went up too far.
Did you?
You see when you go past the wee digger? There's a wee digger up in the path.
Okay.
You see the wee digger? and then the grass goes smooth. Keep an eye on your left, you see a wee gap, that's the view.
Okay.
Okay.
If you go up the very top, there's not much of view.
Oh, right.
And there's not much
Okay.
path. The actual view is, so you pass the digger, you're less than 3 minutes from the view you're going to see.
Okay, brilliant.
It's just a wee gap between the two hills.
Is it, yeah?
You see the path, because the sheep had always made the other paths. And I was wondering,
This is
what's the
great.
view like? So
Yeah.
you pass the wee digger, the ground's loose, goes to the grass, keep an eye on your left, you see the gap, and then that's your view. You see the coast road and all that.
Lovely.
Okay,
I,
super.
I had to suffer like, but we got through it.
Thanks very much. See you later.
Right, see you later. We'll go down to this gate where it says private land. It says original wee gate there, you see, look. They're going to take a drink from that water. You see, they're going to drink from that water. Going to poison the wind. Going to poison the wind. Private property, keep out. So that's where that man came up this morning with the wind. He came up that lane there, he lives down there. And that's our land, he says, that's our land. There's where the stream would come if there was water coming down it. Look at the wee lane, like. Isn't that lovely, isn't it? That's the original wee lane. So that, because that lane's not used by tractors and stuff now, that's probably how it would have looked when the people lived here. Now the wee trees have probably self-planted themselves. But the wee stone wall and all, like, and the drainage going off to the side. That's a modern pipe underneath. But they mightn't even have had a proper bridge here. This is back and beyond, like. They might just have a big stone going across. So there's the wall on each side there now, like. This is more like a wee medieval road, isn't it? But it's funny how it disappears then the other side. So the wall must have been taken away. Because you've got the walls dividing the fields, but you don't have a wall onto the lane. Maybe they took the stone to build other houses. Took the stone for drainage schemes somewhere. Just a dry stone there. That's an Anglian farmer there. Is that the one we're giving the money to, I wonder, Luna? How do you expect the wee sheep to know what he wants? Most people can't even tell the winds what they do. Don't see where the sheep are now. Oh, they're coming down here. We're going to run under these sheep, you know that. I don't know, I'm going to stop here now and take a few wee photographs. And then, I think we've seen all the village. I'll take a few photographs from here. I'm going to get photographs with Luna on them too. We didn't actually look on these wee properties here. So Sunday leave them out, like. Look at that wee one there, that's interesting, isn't it? Look at that wee one. It had a wee window in it, so it was a wee house. There was no fireplace. Could have been a wee, no, you wouldn't have a different rooms in an animal shed, would you? There's no fireplace. That wall there looks like it's been rebuilt, doesn't it? It's dry stone walls, so that's it. That's the building there. These dry stone walls have been added later. So it was a wee bit of a house thing. Could have been a wee animal shed and then they've added this on. Why the windows there? Don't know. But that's a wee, that, as you walk in there, maybe they put an extension onto the house. That's the original house, they put a wee extension on. But it doesn't look old like the rest. There's a wee bit of that house over there. You see where they done the window frames of the wood? There's a bit there. So that would have been in the house at one time. So maybe that back bit there where the roof overhangs, maybe there was a room there. All the stuff since been taken away. And then pile of stones and all, and maybe that's just left over from the filming crowd. That's the first attempt. Was no good, like, so they had to build another one. I think they're tied up after themselves. Oh, Luna likes snuffing around here. Come on now, Luna. There's a new shed roof put in that. Now, so that's a wee outbuilding there, like, there's the main house. So I think we've seen all the houses now. And that's the one with the tree in it. And the one behind with the monk. Look at the chimney. See the clay bricks in the chimney is more modern. You get in a railway station. So we'll take some photos. This wee house here is separate from the rest of it. It's still the same village. You see how the floor is red? Whatever the floor is made from. This one here, it's still got the floor in it. And it's red. And you see the walls now are plastered. They've got a fireplace there. There, look at that there. No, come on over here, wee man. There's where the fireplace came out. See the top? The big beam moved across there. Because back then they all had the wee cranes and all, didn't they? So it looks like a wee small fireplace, but it was a big fireplace. And it was there. And the wee fireplace in there for the bedroom. That was a wee one for the bedroom. Don't know if they cast iron back in them days or what, but there's no black soot on it. You just see the bare plaster, so a long time since that's been in it. Oh, she's eating grass now. Yeah, she's funny eating the grass now. We'll leave the house now. Who lives in a house like this? So it's just separate after that one we get there. Wee bubble in the end, mustn't?
Hello.
How you doing? Check it all out now when we're here.
Huh?
Check it all out now when we're here.
I know, it's lovely.
It's nice we walk up the hill, like it's pretty steep. It's a good view.
Not much for over 70s.
I don't know, just take your time, take your time.
Well,
Ah,
I
that's
know
very
my
steep,
son
very
and
unsteady.
his family went
Aye.
up there and they loved it, you
Ah,
know.
I went too far, I went to the very top, wasted
Aye.
time. It's only about 3/4 of the way up, you get the views.
I know, well that's what he said, it takes 2 girls.
I went too far up, I wasn't sure, like. There's that many wee paths with the sheep and stuff.
Houses where they're originated at somehow
I
they're
w-
24.
I was talking to the owner of the other land,
Uh-huh,
and this village is in 2 halves.
uh-huh,
The other half wouldn't even be a quarter mile down that lane,
uh-huh.
but it's private.
Oh yes.
And oh no, Lynette. Didn't close the gate. They didn't close the gate. Unbelievable. The farmer asked for one thing. There's sheep in there. There's sheep in there. Close the gate. I don't know who left the gate open, but why do people leave gates open? That's us now, isn't it? That is us now. Worth a seeing. It's definitely worth a seeing. That wee one there's getting left out there, you know. Nobody's looking on there. You know what? I'll put the wee GoPro on. Nobody else has got this in camera. But there's a wee one there. I'll hold the GoPro over. I can't hold it high enough. Can you hold it high enough? I'm sure Santa Claus visited that house too. Oh, you've got a wee apple or something. So you get an apple up in the east patch. So she reckons there's a tin mine or something nearby. And that's why the wee village came about. But even if it's not true, it's a nice wee story, isn't it? Doesn't have to be accurate, like. But they probably had no school or nothing. That one's pretty high there, isn't it? They might have had a wee attic, you know. They might have had a wee upstairs. Wee Wayne sleep upstairs and that one there. It's a lot higher than the doors compared to the rest. But if I owned the land here now, I'd want a wee sign there. And saying that, when they built the place, it never did have a sign. But nice to give it a wee sign now, wouldn't it? Recognise it as a wee official village. It has a name. I've forgotten it. But I could have took a photograph had they had a sign.